Hello and welcome to Sports Bet Daily for oddsmarket.com. I'm your host Natalie Rydstrom, and this guy needs no introduction. You've seen his face quite a bit this week.
It feels strange you doing that. I was like, you were doing it, I'm going Sports Bet Daily, oddsmarket.com.
Well, he's just told me that he writes it down each odds markets, well, just in case.
Yeah.
Flash presenting.
Yeah, failure to prepare for failure.
There we go. Well, it's always good to be over-prepared, isn't it?
Oh, you can't be over-prepared.
Yeah. How's our guys doing over at Odds Markets? 250 units of profit.
I know, I was doing them disservice because I said 252. It's actually 257. So, I mean, you just can't odds it.
No.
So, I mean, just let them keep flying away.
Yeah. We put our record, obviously, we show the records on the show, depending on the sports that we're talking about. We're just actually working through a document where we can post it on Twitter, and basically goes through every single bet that we have done so far this season. So you guys on Twitter can check that out. Odds Market Twitter handle there. It's not up now. I'll be working on that this afternoon to get it for you guys. But listen, week 4. That means you've been here almost 5. You've been here 5 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah.
5 weeks.
Yeah, done 475 shows. No, listen, it's been great. Yeah. Every single day is different and you don't know what you're going to get. And it's easy when you work with the people that we work with up on the screens, that they do so much of the work and I've just got to put the ball out there and they then smash it in.
I know.
I love it.
I know. And today you've got like a quadruple filming today. You've got this show, obviously. You've got UFC. You've got Lower League.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go on with Jimmy the Bag over on his show.
And fly the Odds Market banner. And show them that we know what we're talking about worldwide.
Talking NFL. A man of many sporting talents. Yes, that is right. All right, shall we anything else that we would like to talk before we crack on with our week 4 bets?
What am I cooking for tonight?
Yeah, I don't know what you're cooking for tonight. I think chicken. Hans is cooking.
Nice.
Chicken. He's doing the red Thai curry chicken thing, isn't he?
Lovely.
Right.
If I'm home in time.
All right, we digress from the Premier League Punters show. Let us crack on. Let us introduce Martin Green, the man with the money. Green by name, green by nature. How are you doing, Martin?
That was a wonderful introduction. Thank you very much, Natalie. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks. I think I'm responsible for bringing it from 250 to 257 because I put in all my Euro 2020 bets this morning and significant profit throughout the week, which was great.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting much from international football, often difficult to predict, but Team Odds Market absolutely smashed it. Got loads of winners. So very exciting times. Almost a little bit sad to return to club football, but looking forward to all the action from the Premier League this weekend.
Yeah, what was you? Yeah, you guys cleaned up on the Euro 2020s. Why do you think that is? Obviously, you're great,
I'm not sure.
But apart from that.
Obviously, we're great, but I just think the bookmakers were generous with the odds that they were giving on teams that were favourites. Whereas if you see very short prices on teams like Man City, Liverpool, Juventus, teams like that. International football, they don't have it clocked quite as well. And they were just offering some really attractive odds that were too good to be true. And they proved to be. Just a few little tweaks and we got some very good value out of those games.
Yeah, I think the main reason was a lot of the sides, they had the fear of missing out 2020 finals next year in Europe. It was a case of if they did slip up, they were going to obviously put themselves behind the 8 ball later on in the qualifying campaign. So they all turned up, they all delivered, there was hardly any upsets, and when they did win, they won convincingly because they know that it might come down to goal difference. So for me, it was all about the big teams producing, which doesn't happen every week, but when it does, and you're on them, you haven't got much to worry about.
Yeah. All right. Just quick shout out to everybody watching with us right now. Longbow, Becky Lemmer, Martin Rocks. Yes, he does. We've got Mega Mind, Barca Man, of course, and Mohammed Youssef, Gary Colbert. Thank you guys for joining. Let us start off. Do we have the record, actually, Rafa? Can we bring up the record? Let's see how we're doing. Premier League punters this season. How are we doing? There you go. 8.8 units of for Martin, 1.4 flash.
Yeah.
Dave, 3.9. That's Dave Betts, by the way. He writes articles for us. These bets are also from the articles we write at oddsmarket.com. Fresh daily tips at oddsmarket.com. There we go, 14.1 units of profit, and they are from all the Premier League picks that we have given here at oddsmarket.com. All right, let us start off. They've waited long enough. I've waited long enough. I want to hear the picks. Okay, Liverpool against Newcastle. Liverpool 1.17, Newcastle 23. Liverpool, I have to say, the only team to pick up all 12 points over 4 games. They're still priced about 3.75 to win the Premier League. I know it's incredibly early. Should we consider them for the title?
Well, you can consider them. They're the only viable option away from probably the winners will be Man City because of the squad. And obviously they've got to play each other. So, listen, if you're a Liverpool fan, you're going to take that price. For me, Liverpool are the only viable team that can basically come anywhere near Man City. So it's a great... it's a great set of odds if you do fancy them, but for me, I'd still stay with Man City.
Yeah. Do you think, though, come Christmas, obviously Christmas is when we take a look at the outrights again to win the Premier League. Do you see much changing with those odds, Martin? If somebody were thinking of getting a bit of value on Liverpool now, is now the time, or is it just best waiting until Christmas?
I'd say back them now, yeah, because I think they'll have a strong winter. Man City obviously had Aymeric Laporte injured in their last game. Bit of a defensive crisis going on there. They didn't replace Vincent Kompany in the summer, so they could have to play Fernandinho at the back alongside Otamendi. I think they'll concede goals this season. They're going to blow teams away going forwards, but I think Liverpool will certainly keep pace with them until Christmas. And I think the odds on Liverpool will decrease in the weeks ahead. So if you fancy them to win the title, I'd suggest getting on them sooner rather than later. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting 2-horse race once again. Man City probably will just about prove stronger, but Liverpool are great in every department, especially defensively. If they get their luck with injuries, if Van Dijk gets injured, they might really struggle. But otherwise, I think they could go on and win the title this year. Yeah.
The problem is they had an armchair ride last year with injuries. And then what are they, 8, 9, 10 points clear of Man City, and they still didn't win the league. And that's why the bookies are taking the stance that they're taking. Is because they're only, 3 or 4 ahead of, what are they ahead of them at the moment? 2 points ahead of Man City at the moment. So you know that they came back from 10 points behind, so 2 points is absolutely nothing.
Mm-hmm. Apparently we've got to call Martin back. He's got a bad lip sync. So we're going to call you back, Martin. Are you going to call him back now, Rafa? Maybe not. All right, we will continue. So Gary said here, the question is will Newcastle score? I think that's a really good question. Newcastle obviously have scored in every match. Liverpool have kept us 1 clean sheet. I wouldn't play both teams to score bet. I was looking at Liverpool over 2.5 goals, but there was no value. I just don't think you can rule out Newcastle not scoring.
No, I am ruling out Newcastle not scoring. Yeah, I was really impressed with them when they went to Tottenham, and it was a rearguard action, and Tottenham had an off day, and they end up winning 1-0. Then I go with Newcastle at home to Watford, and they were shockingly poor. I mean, the amount of goal scoring opportunities. Being at home against a side who are bottom of the league and pointless, I thought they were poor. I'm going with Liverpool to win to 0 at 1.8. I think that's really good value.
No, I don't know.
I can't go with Newcastle. I expect Newcastle to have 7, 8, 9 men behind the ball, and Liverpool break them down. I was even going to go with Newcastle draw at half time, but Liverpool come out of the traps. And I don't see Newcastle troubling them. I really don't. So 1.8, Liverpool win to 0.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Martin, what do you think? Liverpool win to 0.
I am singing from the exact same hymn sheet there, Natalie. Yeah, I think Newcastle will be pegged back. They play with a back 5 anyway, and 2 holding midfielders in front of their central defenders. So that's already going to be 7 men behind the ball. I don't think they're forwards are going to get a great deal of joy in this one. We've seen some great games between these two teams since the Premier League began. Lots of 4-3s and really exciting matches. But I'm not sure this will be one of them. I think this will be another case of Liverpool dominance. Not particularly impressed with Newcastle this season. Apart from that game against Tottenham, they've been poor. I think Liverpool win this one in a controlled fashion. So I'm also going Liverpool to win to 0. And odds of 1.8 to 1.85 on that.
Well, I'm looking Liverpool -2 on the Asian handicap.
Wow.
I am worried.
Wow.
Why wow?
Well, because there's...
So if they win by 2 goals, I'll get my money back. If they win by 3, you guys think it's winning to 0.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
it's a free bet.
I think be careful of that Newcastle goal. I'm saying it here.
No, I think that if you ask me what I thought the correct score is, I think it will be 2-0. Remember, they've got Champions League kicks off next week.
Exactly.
Or over the next couple of weeks. No, I can't see Newcastle scoring. I think 1.8 is quite safe.
All right. So there we go.
-2 Asian handicap looks good as well. Looks good.
Thanks, Martin. Mr. Martin Green. So there we go, Gary. The big question here is, will Newcastle score? Martin and Flash think not. Okay, Brighton, Burnley now. Brighton 2.23 at home. They're slight favourites. Both won their opening matches, and then it all went downhill from there. I don't know. I think this is a risky one. I can see your notes. Well, go on. What's your notes say?
My notes say pass. I mean, I can't have Brighton. Brighton at home, no thank you. Got beat, obviously, by Southampton. No, I just can't go anywhere near them. I think Burnley are probably the value at 3.85. Probably draw no bet with Burnley. I can't go anywhere near a positive slant for Brighton. So it's a pass.
Yeah, look, my notes, value on Burnley or Burnley draw no bet, ? So Flash is saying yes, but he's not pulling the trigger. Martin, value on Burnley or draw no bet?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same again. I'm not pulling the trigger, but the value does lie on Burnley. They beat Brighton home and away last season, played them 4 times since Brighton came up to the top flight, and they're unbeaten in that spell. So they would probably fancy their chances of going to the Amex and getting a result at the weekend. But it's all change at Brighton, isn't it? New manager, and I haven't seen enough of them yet to know how they're going to set up in this game. And I think it's probably best to leave Brighton alone for a few more weeks until we get a bit more of an idea of how they're going to play. So I'm going to pass on this one as well.
Yeah. Consensus here on the chat as well. Megamind says Burnley will win, but Gary says I'll be avoiding Burnley versus Brighton. So obviously what we're doing as well. Milad Kier, though, says under 2.5 goals. We've not talked about their lack of scoring power. We've got Brighton here, 4 goals, Burnley 5. A couple of those were scored in their opening matches, and then obviously 3 consecutive matches where some failed to score. Under 2.5 goals, I don't know what the price is, but would that be a take if somebody wanted to play the game?
No, because I mean, both of these sides, you could easily see a 2-1 or a 3-1. I mean, I think the problem you've got is a contrast. Or the styles are exactly the same. They both play from back to front. They both like to get behind the ball and then maybe hit you on the break with a direct ball. I just can't go anywhere near the game. I mean, Burnley at 3.85. If this was later on in the season and we had a bit of a run and we had a bit of a form figure on Burnley, then I would pull the trigger. But until then, sometimes you say it's best to pass.
Yeah, well, that's what you say.
Yeah, I know, but you agree.
Sometimes I don't say that.
You do, yeah.
Well, sometimes. All right. Under 2.5 goals, I think it's a possible way to go. I have to say, though, 3.85 for Burnley.
Massive.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, it's a hard one to pass up, but might be the better option. All right, Manchester United versus Leicester. Man United, that 1.84 at home. I have to say, though, Manchester United, very unpredictable to back on the outright this to date. Manchester United in 8th, Leicester 3rd. There is a bit of value on that Leicester City at 4.5. Yes, they're on the road, but they have yet to taste defeat. Martin, are you taking the brave bet of Leicester at 4.5? It looks tempting.
It is a brave bet because Man United beat Leicester home and away last season, and they do have a good record against the Foxes. But I think Leicester can go and get a result in this one. Made a very bright start to the season, drew their first 2 games, but they've since won back-to-back, and they're sitting pretty in 4th in the table. Man United obviously lost to Crystal Palace in their last home game, which was pretty disastrous, and their form has not been impressive at all. I think under Brendan Rodgers, Leicester can go and make a real good game of this. I was just looking. I had a bet earlier in the week where I gave them a +1 Asian handicap, but the odds have changed a bit. Now, if you go for 0.75 on the plus Asian handicap, you can still get odds of. Let me just work that out. You can still get 1.86 on Leicester minus 0.75 Asian handicap. So, sorry, plus 1.75 Asian handicap. So I'm going to go with that. I think they'll probably get a draw in this one.
Yeah, we've got, again, Gary, Leicester double chance here. Becky Lemmer, Leicester win and draw 2.09. So definitely on the same page here. William Apono. Hi, William. Can't trust Manchester United. And then Barsman comes here. Luke Shaw has already been ruled out, while Anthony Marshall, Paul Pogba and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are all nursing injuries and also could miss Saturday's game. I'm actually quite liking both teams to score 1.77, but leaning on that Leicester win at 4.5. What are you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to go with Leicester, 4.5. I've ended up going double chance at 2 earlier on in the week. Alex Classic, I wouldn't rule out neither of both teams to score and over the 2.5, because the more that Man United get behind in this game, then they're going to have to steam forward. And the one thing that Leicester want you to do is overcommit coming forward so they can hit you with that direct ball over the top, foot race. I see goals. I do see goals, but I'm going to actually just stay with the double chance at 2. Leicester, double chance.
All right, going for the Leicester double chance. Awesome. You have a question for you here. Flash, do you have anything for tonight's NFL and also when's Football League video out? Football League, the lower leagues is actually out in what? It's like half an hour after we finish filming.
No, 2 o'clock. Yeah,
2 o'clock our time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah. And tonight, Flash goes on Jimmy's show and to run through his NFL picks, right?
I've gone with Carolina Panthers, the unders. I've gone the total under.
So no need to watch the show. That's what Flash is.
Just for tonight, though. That was the question,
wasn't
it? Yeah, that was tonight. I think it's under 49.5 or something like that. Under 50, yeah.
Did you put that in your pick 6?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you can go to Twitter and have a look at that. I did put it up today.
Yeah, for all you NFL bettors out there, SBR has got a pick 6 contest. I can put the link in here. It's cash prizes. It's I'll put the link. You guys can read all about it, but it's super fun. And you're taking part. I'm going to take part as well and test my NFL knowledge. But go check it out. Right, I'm liking both teams to score 1.77, but tremendous value on that Leicester win at 4.5. Sheffield United versus Southampton. Oh my goodness, I have to come to you. Isn't this a tough one for you? Isn't this like tearing your heart apart?
No, I'm a Sheffield Wednesday. Even though
I think it's still a little thing for like...
Yeah, I do, because my old teammate Chris Wilder is the manager at Sheffield United, so I am cheering them on. I am doing, but obviously Southampton as well. I see both teams scoring in this game. I see both teams. I think it's Alex Classic at 2.63. Both teams, they're not going to respect each other. They're both going to turn up to this game and think there's 3 points in the offing. It's not very often you get 2 teams in the Premier League that home or away turn up and go, just throw caution to the wind. Here's a great opportunity to get 3 points on the board. Sheffield United will come out the traps. The crowd will be behind them. They're coming on the back of a 2-2 away draw at Chelsea. Southampton are coming off the back of a 1-1 draw with 10 men against Manchester United. I just see goals. I just see like a cup tie. End-to-end basketball game. I see goals, and I'm going Alex Classic, 2.63.
Okay, Alex Classic. I was quite liking the home win at 2.6.
No,
I'm not playing it, but I was just
if you put a gun to my head, I would say both teams to score and Sheffield United to win would be my choice.
Yeah.
I and you'll probably get like 4 or something mad like that. So, but I'm just going to go with the Alex Classic in case it's a 2-2 draw or Southampton get the victory.
All right. Somebody just asked if I'm from the UK, can I play the Pick 6? I just spoke to the Pick 6 contest owner here at SBR, and yes, you can. So there we go. Any other questions? I've got them on the line, so fire away. It's free. It's fun. You win money. Not much really to argue about.
No.
Martin, Sheffield United versus Southampton. What do you like?
I'm passing on this one, I'm afraid. Southampton are a team that always set alarm bells ringing for me. Pretty inconsistent side, I find, and you never quite know what you're going to get with them. I would obviously respect tremendously Flash's knowledge of the club. So if he says Alex Classic, go for it. But I would have thought maybe 1-1 in this game. But, you never know. I think it'd be a good game to watch, but not a play for me.
Yeah. Are you an NFL bettor, Martin?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes. I got into it pretty heavily last season. I'm an Eagles fan, so I used to live in Philadelphia, and think they got a decent chance this season. It was a poor start to the campaign. They got the win. They didn't play particularly well, but I think they'll grow into it over the course of the campaign. Yeah, I'm getting into it.
Cool. All right, Tottenham versus Crystal Palace now. Tottenham, they're very short, 1.4. They haven't got off to the best start of the season, I have to say. Obviously, they beat Aston Villa. That's not a huge surprise, but then they went downhill from there, although they were playing Man City and Arsenal. But losing to Newcastle, that wasn't a good start. 1.4. Do we expect Tottenham to win? Can we get more value on that one, Martin?
I think this is a really tough one. I would leave this well alone if I was. I just think Tottenham, that defeat to Newcastle showed that you can't really trust them even at home, and you can't trust Crystal Palace to go and lose on the road either because they've won at Old Trafford in their last game. They're actually fourth in the table, which is outrageous after 4 games. Everyone was tipping them for relegation at the start of the campaign. But they've been solid at the back. They've already kept 2 clean sheets. Wilfried Zaha's playing well. They've brought him back on side. I just think this one has alarm bells ringing all over it. So I'm staying away from it.
Staying away. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm staying away as well. And for the main reason is I'd love this game to have been in February, March, and seeing Crystal Palace needing to get a result and being at like 7 or 8, then 9. I wasn't impressed with Tottenham against Newcastle. I certainly wasn't impressed with them against Arsenal. They went 2-0 up and Arsenal totally dominated them and could have been 3 or 4 down in the second half. I just can't go near Spurs. For some reason, I just think they're disjointed. I like the unders in this game, lean at unders, but I'm not going to go near the game.
Yeah, mega mind. Tottenham so unpredictable, too risky. I think we agree with that one. Alexandru was asking Tottenham to win 2-0. I think we're passing on that one, but we've got some good plays coming up. Wolves versus Chelsea now. Actually, this is another 2 team faring poorly. Wolves 3.02 there, Chelsea 2.54 on the road. Still struggling under Lampard, aren't they? They had that home win. I thought everything was going to turn around after that. It did not.
No, it didn't, and it's because they're playing cavalry football. They're just basically throwing caution to the wind. They're not able to sit and control a game, so it's like up. You saw what happened against Norwich. It was like in the balance. They came out on top. But then when they're 2-0 up against Sheffield United, a good side says, "Okay, job's done. 3 points in the bag. Let's control. Let's kill the time down, and we'll enjoy the last 25 minutes." No, ended up 2-2. This is such a strong bet from me. I'm going Alex Classic. Both teams to score over 2.5. I can't pick the winner, and I wouldn't be surprised if it is a 2-2, 3-2 game. But I'm definitely going, probably my next best, at 2.30 Alex Classic, Wolves Chelsea.
Nice. Paul Blakesley, both teams to score for me. And that was somebody else's Megamind's both teams to score. Gary Colbert, Wolves double chance. What are you liking, Martin? Do you have the price for just the both teams to score bet?
I do, and that's exactly what I'm going for at odds of 1.77. It's I'd just be a little bit worried about it finishing 1-1. I do think both teams will score. It's a great opportunity for Wolves to get a first win of the season. They've drawn 3 and lost 1, which is a poor start to the campaign. But they have had a difficult fixture list, and they've been playing in the Europa League as well, which isn't easy. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for them to claim a really big scalp of Chelsea. But like Flash said, Chelsea just play real kamikaze football at the moment. Exciting going forward with Tammy Abraham and Mason Mount, but at the back they are all at 6s and 7s, and I think they'll concede against a very good Wolves side. So I think this will be a really good game, very open, entertaining, and both teams to score for me 1.77.
Nice one. Oh, one quick thing as well. We are just talking with our team. At some point, we will also be putting Premier League punters over onto podcast, won't we? So you'll still be able to watch us live, but for those like you're on a train or you don't want to use any mobile data or something like that, and you just want to listen rather than see us, then you can listen to it on a podcast. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to just.
Future.
If you wanted to just
don't
listen,
have to look at this face.
not see our ugly mugs.
The face for radio.
You said it.
Oh, you said, well, we can't be aiming that at you.
All right. Okay, Norwich versus Man City. Ooh, I like this one. I'm thinking you've been cashing that Man City in the over 3.5 goals. I would not be overly surprised if Norwich scores. They did pocket 2 against Chelsea, but yes, I know that's Chelsea. But I think Man City in the over 3.5 goals, 1.8 could be the look here. Is that what you're going for?
No, I'm passing.
You've been cashing that Man City in the over 3.5 goal bet since the beginning of the season.
I know, but for some reason I am passing because everything tells you this is going to have 5 or 6 goals in the game because Norwich, like Chelsea, have to play on the front foot. Norwich got a blank against West Ham last time out. Pukki's been away and he's scored a couple of goals and everyone's going to say Pukki to score at any time. I like Man City to win to 0 if you put a gun to my head, lean. But I've got some good bets coming up and I'm just leaving Man City Norwich alone.
Yeah, we've got De Bruyne to score anytime.
No, I think he's happy. He's the type of person that will go through one-on-one, take it around the keeper and side foot it to Sterling or Aguero to score. He's not bothered about scoring himself. If the chance arises from 25 yards, he might take a shot and score. But he's one of the most unselfish players we've seen in modern times.
Okay. You like the goal scorer market, Martin? Is there anything tickling your fancy in this one?
Oh, I don't know. I'll have to have a look, Natalie. I haven't checked that one out. I had a couple of Raheem Sterling to score at any time in the opening weeks of the season, and the odds were very good. So I cashed that twice, but then the bookies have cottoned onto it, and you're not seeing particularly attractive odds.
Damn you, Martin.
I know, just causing them to change their strategies. I'll find it. But I am going for that bet. I'm surprised that Flash isn't going for it. It's been a great one so far. And you've got here, Natalie. You've got the best attack in the league, 12 goals in 4 games so far, against the worst defence in the league. Norwich have conceded 10 goals in 4 matches. That could be a recipe for disaster for the Canaries at the weekend. I think, especially with Man City having defensive problems, they're going to really play on the front foot, as we know Norwich do. Could see Man City winning this maybe 4-1, something like that, 5-1, you never know. So yeah, I'm going for it. Man City and the over 3.5 goals.
Yeah.
At odds of 1.8.
Yeah, you are preaching to the converted, I have to say. I've been seeing this ticket cashing in. I'm liking Man City there. I'm just surprised that...
Man City in under 4.5?
No, why would you go that way around with Man City?
So is Man City in over 3.5?
Playing with fire. Listen, let's read some of the bets though, because I tell you what, you may be passing, but it seems like everyone is playing this match apart from you. We've got Barcelona, both teams to score and the over 3.5 goals. Man City to win both halves, odds of 2.
Ooh,
Man City in the over 3.5 goals, says Megamind, or just go with Pukki to score. Over 4 Asian handicap. City and both teams to score. Both teams to score is coming in here. Akira, Man City win and both teams to score looks awesome. A lot of people thinking there that they can get on the score sheet.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about team selection. I mean, a lot of the players have been away on international duty. Nearly every single one of the Man City boys have been away. I think he might rotate here. He's got Champions League coming up as well. It's a game on paper he's going to expect. I think that this will probably be not quite a B team, maybe just like a B+. I don't think it's going to be strongest lineup. So I may change my mind once I see the lineups like I've done before on a Saturday. But at this moment in time, there's too much up in the air for me.
All right. You are passing. We are playing. Man City in the over 3.5 goals. What do we move to? Sunday's matches. Bournemouth versus Everton. I have to say, if this was at home, if Everton were at home, I would be all over the win. But they have still yet to gain all 3 points on the road so far. So Everton 2.45. Should we take it, Martin?
I wouldn't take it. I'm avoiding the outrights on this and looking at goals markets. Both teams to score has paid off in every single one of Bournemouth games so far this season. We talked about the cavalier nature of Chelsea's play. Bournemouth are the past masters of that brand of football. They can't sit back. They can't soak up pressure. They can't stay tight and disciplined and organised at the back. They just keep on attacking, keep pouring men forward, leave gaps at the back. I think I've bet on both teams to score for them every week so far, and it's paid off. So I'm not going to stop now. particularly after Everton beat Wolves 3-2 last time out. Didn't look particularly strong at the back, but with Richarlison in form, he can hurt any team, and that makes Everton look a lot better. So, yeah, just the classic both teams to score for me. What are the odds? It's gone in 1.65, but I'd still take that. Both teams to score.
Bigger than number Juan's banker at 1.4, so you're still doing all right, Martin.
Oh, it's a monster compared to number Juan's banker at 1.4.
Legend.
So and bigger than my 1.62s, Martin, so you're all right.
We've not seen them this season yet, have we?
No.
Yeah,
no.
You take your time.
Saving the best till last.
Okay. Well, I'm going both teams to score no. I think both teams will cancel each other out. Both teams to score no, 2.3. I look at it and I think maybe just the one goal in it. I was close to going 0-0 in this game. No goal scorer or under 1.5. And I saw that 2.3 for both teams to score no. So that's where I've gone.
They're asking, what is Juan's banker? What was Juan's banker?
No banker this week.
I thought you pushed him. You were telling me last night that you pushed him, and he was like, all right.
Yeah, gun to my head and all that. I don't even know. It was probably something like 1.71 on something. Watch your show back.
He's doing good.
Great.
Yeah.
He's
how are you doing on the show, Martin? Have you got? Are you fading some teams? Is there bets that you've jumped on right now? Juventus and the under 4.5 goals. That sort of thing. What are you cashing in right now? Because you find those bets and you stick with them and they cash in each week.
Indeed, yeah. I'm not doing Serie A. I'm doing La Liga, and there's a few teams that are looking pretty dodgy. Mallorca aren't great. If Mallorca are on the road, always fade them. At home, they're a bit different because teams have to fly out there, but on the road, always fade them. I'm starting to look at fading Granada as well. Granada have had a poor start to the season, so we'll see how that goes. We're only in the early stages of the season, but yeah, I think there are some poor teams in La Liga this time around, and the likes of Atletico Madrid are looking good. So yeah, La Liga's going okay. Get in there.
Nice. Don07 and Eric both said Atletico Madrid was his banker.
2.2.
You really were telling me to watch the show back.
Well, just trying to get another view.
All right, so I've lost my order. Okay, the good match here. So you're going for both teams to score, and you're going for both teams to score no.
Yes.
Head to head. Ooh, right.
I don't like that.
Head to head. I know who will emerge victorious. We'll wait and see. What? You don't have good confidence. You have confidence. All right, Watford versus Arsenal now. Watford 3.85, Arsenal 2.05. I have to say, value on Arsenal any day. Martin, come on. You've got to be taking your boys at 2.05, no?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I'm always a little bit wary of betting on Arsenal, but I'm definitely taking them at these odds. If I was a neutral, I'd definitely be taking them. Arsenal lost to Watford in 2017, and Troy Deeney accused them of lacking cojones. He said they lack cojones. Ever since then, Arsenal have beaten them 3 times in a row. Deeney's been terrible. He missed a penalty in one of the games, and he's like the real bête noire for the Arsenal fans. So they'll be delighted if they can beat him again and boo him. Obviously, the Hornets have made a terrible start to the season. New manager come in, Quique Sanchez Flores. Crazy that they've already sacked Gracia 4 games into the season. But it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I think they're throwing him into the deep end for this game because Arsenal are very dangerous going forwards, and Watford have looked very, very shaky at the back so far. Yeah, Arsenal got a good record against Watford, beat them home and away last season. I think they should win this one. 2.05 looks like a great set of odds. I'm going for it.
Barcelona saying Arsenal team total over 1.5 goals. I agree with that, considering that Watford league could get in the back. 1.8 there. If you can combine it with the Arsenal win, that could get some more value as well. What do you like?
Love, not like. Arsenal minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap at 3.7, and it'll be my banker. 3.7, 2 units. I see this game 3-0, 3-1. Someone is going to get an absolute whooping from Arsenal with that front line. And the way, and this is the bit I like, and I said this to Martin, I think the other day, was I like the way they're passing forward quickly and not playing in front of defences. Watford, no Troy Deeney, by the way, injured. If he comes back, that will be miraculous. I love Arsenal, minus 1.5. Asian handicap at 3.7, and that will be my banker.
Oh, we've got a few things here. Akira says Watford might surprise with new manager. And then Megamind says Arsenal never win with big odds.
Depends how you combine them. What's big? they're not like Palace big, are they at 9 or Newcastle at 23?
That's actually true. What is? Yeah, that's true. Actually, because it's not that big, is it?
No, it's even money.
Yeah,
it's
even money.
It's a toss of a coin.
Yeah, it's not that big. Eric says Gunners 3-0 win.
There you go.
Thinks.
Is there an echo in here?
All right, final match Monday night. What's it played on, Flash?
It's on the telly.
Is it on the telly?
It's on the telly.
Monday night is on telly. Aston Villa 2.7, draw 3.6, and West Ham 2.7 on the telly. And what happens when they're on the telly?
Goals and teams, they outplay themselves. Remember when Villa beat Everton on the Friday night because it was on telly? They ended up winning 2-0 even though they scored in the 96th minute. Everton missed a hat full of chances. So I'm going for the Alex Classic here. Villa, West Ham, both teams to score and over 2.5. Can't tell you who's going to win. Gun to me head, I'm going to West Ham because I'm going to fade Villa. There's no clean sheets in this game. I'm going Alex Classic 1.83 on Monday, Villa, West Ham.
Alex Classic on Monday, on the telly, goals galore from both sides. Martin, do you agree with that?
I agree with it. Yeah, teams often play well when they're on to telly. It often inspires them to have a good attacking performance. But I'm just not sure about this Aston Villa side. Obviously beat Everton 2-0 in their last home game. I believe that was on to telly as well. And they then went and lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace. I just don't trust them. West Ham obviously in good form, won their last 2 games, but not quite so hot on the road. I'm staying away from this one, I'm afraid. I'm just keeping my bets to the weekend.
Wow. Megamind, Aston Villa, both teams scoring over 2.5 goals. Goodness me, you need fanning down. And Gary says, fan him down. I tell you what, funny, because that's a thing that, JJ is a winner. He used to say, JJ is actually back in town. So he hit me up and said, hey, can I come on the show? Come and say hi. You've not met, you've done a show, haven't you? He says, do you not remember? And he was like, fan me down, Natalie. Do you not remember that?
No.
Do you remember JJ? JJ is a winner.
I do, yeah. Briefly, he was. I think I was. I was an up and coming star of Team Bankroll.
Self-confessed star.
Self-confessed. An
up and coming star.
I was on my way up, and just as he was in the latter stages of his SBR career, but I think our paths crossed a couple of times. Be good to have him. He brings a lot of energy to proceedings, definitely.
Well, we need that.
Well, he brings a lot of energy. A lot of energy. Yeah, he's like, fan me down, Natalie. Yeah, do you not remember that? No. All right. Okay, there we go. So that was all 10 Premier League matches done. We're going to run through them for you guys, the ones that we're playing, and then also if we're a banker, a 2-unit profit. So that's the bet that we feel most confident on. And then also a 2-team parlay or accumulator bet if we have one. Start us off, Flash. What would you like to go for?
I'm going for my banker at 3.7. 2 units, Arsenal minus 1.5 Asian handicap. And my parlay is Liverpool to win to 0 at 1.8 and Wolves and Chelsea Alex Classic. And let me just add on to that. It was, did they have 2 players sent off away at Everton, Wolves? So just be careful of the team selections. I think they were both defenders. So Wolves, Chelsea, Alex Classic at 2.3.
Did you run through all your bets though?
Yeah,
Because there could be somebody that joined late and would like to write them all down.
Okay, Liverpool versus Newcastle. Liverpool win to 0. Leicester, double chance at Old Trafford at 2. Sheffield United and Southampton, Alex Classic. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at 2.63. Wolves and Chelsea, Alex Classic at 2.3. Bournemouth, Everton, both teams to score no at 2.3. Banker, again, Arsenal, 1.5 Asian handicap, 3.7. And Aston Villa and West Ham, Alex Classic, 1.83.
Awesome. Martin, what are you going for?
I'm going to go for Liverpool to beat Newcastle to 0 at odds of 1.85. Give Leicester a 0.75 Asian handicap against Man United at odds of, let me just remind myself, that was at 1.75. Sorry, 1.85. Wolves versus Chelsea, both teams to score at 1.77. Man City and the over 3.5 goals against Norwich at odds of 4.5. Both teams to score at 1.65 in the Bournemouth versus Everton game. And Arsenal to beat Watford, 1.1 you can get on that. 2.1, sorry.
Awesome.
11 to 10.
Great stuff, wonderful. Listen, so in 2 p.m. Eastern time is the lower league show with Big Man and Flash, and then straight after that is the UFC show with Dave Betts and
UFC show
first. Okay,
1:30, 3:30 Eastern time. Lower leagues at 2:00, and I found about 3 bets that I just cannot believe the price of.
well, your brain is going to be fried by the end of the day. 4 shows,
That's
4
right.
shows. Yeah, you're a professional now, aren't you?
I am.
All right, great stuff. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back. When are we back? Monday. We've got Champions League on Monday.
Back tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow?
NFL show at 12:00.
Oh yes, NFL. We've got Spread Astaire and Jay Paglia from the Sports Keg tomorrow for NFL. I've got Spread Astaire's coming on as well.
So I've been told.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what the boss does.
All right, all
Just
right.
throws it in the pan. That'll taste nice.
All right. Take care, guys. Martin, thank you so much for your bets and coming on. Good to see you. And I'll see you next
Thanks,
week.
Rob.
Premier League Punters.
Good luck, Mark.
5. Good luck, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend. Thank you.